Hi, church family. I'm excited for this Sunday. I gotta be honest with you. It's a long time coming. I can't believe how long it's been since we've had the opportunity to gather together. Why haven't we been able to gather together? Well, because we're living in this new pandemic experience. The novel coronavirus has created a world that none of us have really experienced before. The most important thing about that phrase, novel coronavirus, is that it's novel, it's new. New means we have very limited information. I know I've read countless articles, blogs, medical journals. I have no qualification to try and process, but I'm reading them. I've watched videos, I've seen news reports, so have you. All of those things are just a deluge of information, and it's difficult for us to know what is the best things to do. For that reason, the elders of Living Way Church have decided we're going to follow the guidelines suggested by the County of San Diego, the state of California, and the federal government under the Center for Disease Control. Those guidelines have been given to us, and we get to process it and then find out how does it work in our church gatherings. So I'm going to take some time over the next few videos and share with you some of the things that we're doing at Living Way Church to help make sure that when we gather together on Sundays, we're doing so safely. We're doing so especially with this in mind. How can I honor my neighbor? How can I love my brother? How can I put the needs of others before myself? The four main things that we want you to do as an attendee is, number one, if you don't feel well, or if you've been in contact with anybody who's been sick over the past week, just stay home. Even if it's just allergies, let's make it so that everybody that's coming feels 100% healthy. That's going to be really significant in minimizing any kind of fear that others might have and any kind of risk that we might have of transmission. The second thing is, if you're going to be, avoid being within 6 feet of other people. All right? This physical distance of 6 feet, our rows are separated every other row so that we can easily maintain that physical distance. Now, when you're walking through the hallways or walking through the foyer, you may interact with someone in a distance of under 6 feet. So what we want you to do is wear a mask. If you don't have a mask, we're going to have masks available. Some wonderful volunteers have made some masks. They're great. I have my mask. I love it. It's cloth. I wash it all the time. It doesn't, again, what we know about masks, it doesn't keep you from inhaling other people's germs. Those still can get out there, but it does limit the amount of germs that you spread. And that's why we wear our face coverings. Wear them when you could possibly be within 6 feet of others, but also wear them when we're singing. When we're singing, because when you sing, you'll notice it right away. You are really exhaling, and so we're going to wear our masks during the singing portions of our services. What are our rules? Okay, don't come if you're not feeling well. Avoid being within 6 feet of other people, and wear your mask when you are within 6 feet of people and when we're singing. And finally, this one's tough, but no handshakes, no hugs. Don't make it awkward for somebody. If you're like, I don't have a problem hugging people, well, you don't know if they do or don't. So avoid handshakes and hugs. Don't put people in an awkward situation where they have to be like, hey, no thanks, right? Just don't initiate it. Instead, air five, yeah, I'm glad to see you, smile, make them feel welcome, because you are welcome. We want you to be here. That's why we're going through the process that we're going through. All of our volunteers are going through a training process. If you want to be a volunteer, this Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, we're going through a specialized training. So be here this Saturday morning, 10 o'clock, for a training session. We're going to talk about the disinfecting protocols. We're going to talk about health screenings before you start your service time. We're going to talk about taking your temperature. We're going to talk about all the protocols that you're going to follow so that everybody that arrives here on Sunday morning feels like that we are taking the most precautions that we can to assure that people feel welcome, that they feel safe, that they have the opportunity to worship God with their brothers and sisters and have a great time doing so. So, I'm excited about this Sunday. I want you to be excited. I want you to feel compelled to love your neighbor, right? Love your neighbor. You're being asked to do some things that are awkward and uncomfortable. You're being asked to do some things that you're not used to. I get it. It's not fun for all of us. But when we do it out of love, out of service, it's like Jesus getting down and washing his disciples' feet. He didn't do that because it was fun. He didn't do that because he's like, hey, this is going to be a blast. No, it was awkward, uncomfortable, dirty, but he did it as to demonstrate love. So every step that we take, no matter how uncomfortable it is, if it's motivated by love, then we know it's the right thing to do. And that's what we're all about here. Give good news, be great neighbors. I can't wait to see you this Sunday. Let's go.